how people feel about politics affects the whole economy. And because it's always like feeling, and it's always fear of the unknown. Trump basically said through his advisors, I want to get rid of Jerome Powell and take away the independence of the Fed. Now, as someone who's like a capitalist, I go, yeah, I don't like that. I don't like the government sticking their fingers into things more. I don't like this at all. But then I was like, okay, we need to digest this. Like, what if this happened? Like, what would it look like? And what does this mean? And what should people know about, okay, if Trump gets elected, can he take away the independence of the Fed? And how does that affect us in relation to real estate? So my idea was like, okay, why is he doing this? He said, if you're a consumer and you're being affected by high interest rates, by high inflation, let's go attack the man in charge of that, aka Jerome Powell and the Fed. Because if I can win the hearts and minds of the consumer, I can win the election. And all of a sudden I go, oh my, this is brilliant. Even if he doesn't have the intention of doing it, the signal here, I'm on your side, I'm for the little guy, I'm here to help because of pricing. So I flipped it around and said, well, what's Biden's position on this? Biden's position currently is the exact opposite. The Fed, you're doing a good job. We support what you're doing. Stay independent. So you've got these two separate narratives they're polar opposite. But how do people vote? They vote by their pocketbook. So once again, I was like, oh my goodness. I don't like a lot of what he does, but I was like, this is brilliant. Second, when Trump was president, this is when this inflation started. And if you remember, he went and attacked Jerome Powell in the press multiple times about his actions. So this is also retribution, retaliation. This is the little kid throwing a fit because he didn't get his way. So he's literally signaling, again, if I get back in office, I'm going to do everything humanly possible to get you fired and to take away your job. It means I blame you for the high inflation. It helps push away the fact that the whole government was culpable and involved and basically created this inflation. It's using the Fed as a scapegoat. Then my brain was like, okay, well, what else? What are we not thinking about? Well, now it comes up with the Fed is the Fed going to act political? Are they not going to act political? If the Fed now cuts early, after he said this, he can then call them on the carpet that they were supporting Biden. The Fed may also cut early in fear of retribution, retaliation, and losing their job. The Fed may also cut early if they believe Trump is going to get elected and they don't want to face the wrath. Really weird politics comes out of this. I don't know which way this is going. I'm just throwing out ideas here. Because historically, the Fed has been politically independent. But now flip this around. If they wait to cut too late, you know they're going to get fried again and called political again. So the Fed, any way you look at what's happening right now, is being backed into a corner where they will be villainized, regardless if Biden or Trump wins, regardless of where the economy is, and then used as a scapegoat. I expect, this is my prediction, that both presidents will start speaking out, the current president and the incumbent will start speaking out about this more. Now, what does this mean for us as real estate people? I think by Trump's aggressive nature, this actually helps rate cuts to happen sooner because they don't want to be seen as political. And you know that he's going to do everything humanly possible to get rates lowered the second he gets in office. Why?
Because people vote with their pocketbooks and he wants people to like him.
And he's a real estate guy. They vote with their pocketbooks. That gets him elected. His money is made in real estate.
Good time to buy.
Good time to buy. So we're getting signals. And so this was really weird. I understand last week I was all doom and gloom. This week I'm like, dude, it's game on like Donkey Kong. Because we're back to quantitative easing. We've got political pressure to lower rates. And we've got self-serving people trying to help themselves when they get into office and feed their own pocketbook. So I'm just saying, cool. They're showing you the playbook. Go feed your pocketbook too. Lastly, the other thing to be thinking about in regards to this is Trump is extreme pro-US and pro-US business. So if we lower interest rates, it weakens the dollar because it takes away some of that dollar strength, and it helps US businesses and US exports. So that's part of his political platform too, is strong US businesses. So he's telling you once again in this playbook, I'm going to fight the Fed. What's funny is when you look at it, there's that old saying of don't fight the Fed because you will always lose. If anyone could win and make a difference, it would be Trump. It wouldn't be Biden. He's not politically strong enough, has enough youth and vitality and fight in him as a person to fight the Fed.